obligatory. Can't say that word. You can tell I'm on drugs. Not like recreational drugs, like medical drugs. Anti-seizure meds really send you for a loop. Hi guys, it's Izzy, and in today's video we're going to be doing a book haul because I'm sad, and when I'm sad I buy books. You may be thinking, why are you sad, Izzy? It's because I'm very ill, which is why I look like a hot mess. Also, yes, I did get a haircut. We're looking fresh. Look at us go. But yeah, I look kind of gross, so just pretend I don't and we'll roll with it. But I have bought a lot of books. It's a problem. My bank account is crying, but I'm not crying because I have so many books. We should probably get started because we're gonna be here a while, so I'm gonna try and go through these as quickly as possible. So the first book I got is Foolish Hearts by Emma Mills. I heard Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads talking about this book, I believe, and she said how much it had to do with fandom and how nicely and positively it portrayed fandom and what it can do for you, and I am a big fandom person. I've been in a lot of fandoms in my time, predominantly the One Direction fandom. Yes, I am still a One Direction stan, but yeah, I just always love books about fandom. I Was Born for This by Alice Oseman, which is another book about fandom, which if you're looking for more fandom books, I would recommend it. I think this is just a book about friendship and love and finding yourself, and I've just heard nothing but good things about it, and I've just heard nothing but good things about Emma Mills in general, so I am really excited to read this book. And it's got a beautiful cover, and it's got like, this bit is like 3D. It's great. The next book I got is To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. Is that your name? Yes, it is. This is a book about sirens, and you just need to say the word sirens and I'll buy your book, so I'm easily sold. I love sirens. I want to be a siren, lure men to their death. Sounds great. But yeah, and basically someone's got to get the heart of like the siren's biggest killer, like the siren hunter. She's got to bring the heart to the siren so that she can become a siren. Pretty sure that's what this book follows, and it sounds great, and I'm very excited to read it because sign me up. The next book I bought is Graceling by Kristen Cashore. I am blaming this purchase fully on Sarah because she talks about this series all the time and I trust her opinion. So Sarah, this is your fault. You made me buy it. I don't really know what this is about, to be honest. I think it's just like a fantasy that's like more romance fantasy, but just has like really strong main characters and I believe healthy relationships, which we stan. People who are born with powers are known as Grace, or like the Grace, and our main character has the Grace power of killing, so sounds great if you ask me. Sounds kind of like Shatter Me, which I didn't really love because I didn't really like the writing style or the romance, but this sounds like maybe it could be the Shatter Me that I actually want to read, so I'm looking forward to it. The next book I am currently in the middle of reading, and that is With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. This is a book about our main character Marnie, and she is a teen mum. She got pregnant when she was 14 in high school, and this follows her in her senior year of high school as she has to juggle bringing up her daughter and school and working, and she lives with her grandma, her abuela, and she cares for her daughter, she cares for her granddaughter a lot, and Imani struggles with the guilt of that, etc, etc. And she also loves to cook, and she really wants to go down the line of becoming like a chef, but she's struggling to figure out how she can do that when she's got a child to look after and a child who needs money to live. And this is like one of the most beautiful covers I've ever seen. Look at that drawing, look at that wheel, look at that spine, just look, oh wow. And then on the inside flap, oh wow, we just love a creative book cover, and it matches my scrunchie. I'm really enjoying this, it's a beautiful cover, and yeah, great. Also, I'm a big fan of this book depository bookmark. Look, it's got a bear and a fish on it, cute. The next two books I bought because I need them in my life, and they are both by Ashley Herring Blake, so I now own 3 out of 4 of her books. Or maybe she has 5 books, so I own 3 out of 5, and I've only read one and I don't own that one, but I loved that one. I gave it 5 stars, it was one of my favourite books of the year, so I need all her books. I just do. So the first book I got from her is How to Make a Wish by Ashley Herring Blake, and this follows 2 girls as they start a relationship. I believe our protagonist as a alcoholic parent, and this book kind of is a coming of age and the struggle with parental relationships and familial relationships, and also falling in love with a girl for the first time. And if that doesn't sound great, what does? And it's got a beautiful purple spine, and it's purple. I love purple. I don't have enough purple books, so I'm gonna be honest, feel great about that. And then the second book I bought is Girl Made of Stars by Ashley Herring Blake. I have wanted this book for so long, but for some reason in England the hardback was like so expensive, so I waited for it to come out in paperback, and now I own it. And am I ready to read it? I don't know if I'll ever be ready to read it, because I just know that this is going to be like one of my favourite books of all time. I can just feel it in my bones. But basically this follows our main character as she has her world turned around when her brother is accused of rape, and the person accusing him of rape is her best friend. So I think the kind of main theme is, people always say, oh, he was such a nice boy, like I just don't think he could do something like that. And I think it follows kind of having to change your entire outlook on a person when you thought they were like completely different, and you're having to adjust to the fact that they've done a really horrific thing, and how you deal with that. This also, I believe, contains a female-female romance, as I believe every one of Ashley Herring Blake's books do, so I'm very excited to read this. Also feel like I'm gonna cry, and this is also like one of the most beautiful covers ever, like we stan. The next 2 books I got are part of a series that I'm obsessed with, and the series is The Keeper of the Lost Cities by Shannon Messenger, and I bought the second book, which is Keeper of the Lost Cities Exile, and the third book, which is Keeper of the Lost Cities Everblaze. I have read Keeper of the Lost Cities Exile, loved it. I think I gave it 4 stars. It was great. These are some chunky books, but they're really easy to get through, and I'm really looking forward to jumping into Everblaze, even though these get longer with every book, I swear to God. And these also have really nice covers. But this series follows a girl named Sophie as she is taken away from her human family when she finds out that she is an elf, and she is taken to the world of elves, and she has to adjust with her foster parents, and she goes to a magical school to learn about her magic. But it turns out her brain has a lot of secrets in it that need unlocking, and she is definitely rocking the elf world, and it's causing some difficulties. Exile was like dark, it was like hardcore, and these books are great. They are kind of middle grade. We start off in the first book with Sophie at 12. I believe she turns 13 in this book, but basically it's kind of like Harry Potter in the fact that we like start with her younger, but this has like 8 or 9 books, so she gets older with each book. So yeah, I'm really excited to read Everblaze because this series is so good. The next book I bought, which was a steal, is an absolutely remarkable thing by Hank Green. That's a hard thing to say. I got the like hardback edition from Amazon, and you know you can like choose options of like very good or like new. I got this for very good for like £4. We love a bargain, and it has like tiny rips on the inside, but you literally can't even see them, so I'm living my best deal life. This basically follows a woman as she finds this massive statue thing, and she like films it and it goes viral, and then it turns out these like statue things have popped up all around the world, and she named them Carl for some reason, and so she becomes like famous because she discovered the first one, I think is the plot. I'll let you know once I've read it, I guess, because it doesn't say a lot. There's not a lot to go on, but I've heard mixed reviews. I feel like this could either be a love or hate book for me, but I am excited to read it, and I couldn't resist at £4. The next book I got I'm really excited for, and that is The Downstairs Girl by Stacey Lee. This book takes place in 1890s in Atlanta, and it follows our main character Jo, and she basically lives two lives. By day she is a lady's maid, and by night she writes like a radical advice column for a newspaper, and her and her dad live in this like printing shop, and like she wants to keep her and her father safe, but she also has a lot of ambition and really wants to make something of her life, and it basically follows her as she tries to balance that and find a way to do both, and I'm really excited for it. I definitely don't love all historical fiction books, but I'm pretty sure this is a book I'm gonna love, because when women from the 1890s have ambition and are like their own feminists, so I'm very excited for this book. And again, look at that beautiful cover. Wow, we are really being treated with these covers. We have got 4 books left. I can't stop buying books, it's a problem. The next book was a pre-order, got it on the same day because I am a Rick Riordan stan, and that is The Trials of Apollo, The Tyrant's Tomb, which I'm very excited to read. I'm currently re-listening to the second and third audiobooks, well, the second and then the third audiobooks for this series, so that I can be prepared to read this, because the third one has slipped my mind a little bit, apart from the tragic death that occurred, and I want to go into this being refreshed and ready to read it, so I'm very excited for this. Can't tell you what this book is about because it's the 4th book in a series, but basically this series follows Apollo as he is cast down from heaven. What is the name for the place where they live? You know, where the gods hang out. There's a word for it, can't remember. But he is cast down to the human world, and he is put in a human body, and he is told that he has to save all the prophecies. He is the god of prophecies when he's a god, and since the battle that happened at the end of the Heroes of Olympus series, all the prophecies have like stopped working, so basically in each book he is saving each prophecy thing. I'm excited for this book. I love Apollo, and I believe we're getting Hazel back in this book, which I'm so excited for. Hazel is from Heroes of Olympus, and I love Hazel, and yeah, just all the cameos are so great, the plot is so great, and I can't wait to see what happens next. I mean, the only thing I don't like about this book is Meg, because she's annoying, so hopefully we don't see too much of her. But I love this series. The book I bought has been on my Amazon wish list for months, and I haven't bought it because it's been too expensive, and then one day I saw it for like £8 and I was like, I have to buy it, and that is Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. This is the beautiful hardcover edition. I love it so much. I've wanted it so much for so long but it was so expensive. And I'm so glad to finally have it. Do I own Strange the Dreamer? No, because I'm never going to reread that book, probably ever, because it was kind of boring. But I loved Muse of Nightmares, and I'm definitely going to be rereading Muse of Nightmares. And also this is just the most stunning book I've ever seen in my life, so I had to buy it. Basically, Strange the Dreamer follows our main character Laszlo, and he is obsessed with this ancient city named Weep. Basically one day the actual name of the city was like taken from everyone's minds, and since then no one's been able to enter the city. But one day a group comes from this city to the library where Laszlo stays and works, and basically take a few members back to the city to try and mend a problem they're having. It follows really heavy topics of war and sexual assault, and kind of how everyone can be perceived as a villain by someone else. And I just think this book was the most brilliant book ever, and it was so moving, and I just loved it so much. And yeah, I had to have this edition. It was a necessity. The last two books were also, I had to buy them. That's just, I just had to. It was obligatory. Can't say that word. You can tell I'm on drugs. Not like recreational drugs, like medical drugs. Anti-seizure meds really send you for a loop. But the next book I bought was the special edition of Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. I mean, I've been waiting for this book to come out for so long because I have this special edition of Six of Crows, and I needed the matching edition of Crooked Kingdom, and it has sprayed edges, and it has this on the back that says when you can't beat the odds, change the game. And like, I'm obsessed with this series, so yes, I did need it. And it has like such beautiful artwork in it. It's just great. I don't need to explain what Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom is about, because everyone knows it's about 6 ragtag people coming together and pulling off a heist, and you should read it. I don't need to tell you anymore. Read it. And the final book I bought was the hardcover edition of Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. This is one of my favourite books of the year, maybe my favourite book of the year. There's a lot, so we can't make that claim. Top 5, we'll say. And I love this book, and I love this edition. Look at it, it's so beautiful. And this follows our main character Spencer. This is a sci-fi, so they live on like a different planet, and basically all her life Spencer has lived under the shadow of her father's legacy. He was branded as a coward for deserting their like army air force thing, because basically they're attacked by aliens, so like they have to send people up in spaceships to like fight the aliens, and her father deserted that role. So all her life she has been called a coward because her father was, and she wants to prove that she is anything but a coward, and sets out to become a pilot if it's the last thing she does. And it's so good. It's so fast-paced, so interesting, so much fun, and you should definitely read it. And I just had to have this. I just had to have this edition. I just had to. So you can see why my bank account is crying. Love that for me. But those are all the books I have bought in, I want to say like 2 months. I did a haul I think in June, so since then I've bought these books. We're halfway through September. I've been doing great. That's not that many in like 2.5 months. I'm fine. We're fine. It's fine. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Sorry if I'm a bit all over the place. My brain's a bit melted, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what some of your favourite recent purchases have been. If you've got any good deals. I love a deal. That's all I want in life is a discount. But yeah, let me know your like favourite purchase recently. If it's not the special edition of Crooked Kingdom, what are you doing with your life? But yes, thank you so much for watching. I'm not sure when my next video will be up. I'm not very well, so it's a bit all over the place, just when I can film basically. But I've also had a bit of a change of theme on my header and profile picture and thumbnails, so let me know if you like that. I thought we'd transition into the autumnal colours because I'm feeling autumny, autumnal and spooky, and I'm ready for the fall colours. So yeah, let me know if you're a fan, but I will hopefully see you soon. If you want to subscribe, that would be great. If you want to follow me on Twitter or follow me on Goodreads, I now have an end card, so I'm basically a professional, so you can just see that in a second. But yes, again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will hopefully see you soon. So, bye!